Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today we're going to pick up a very cheap car. It's a 2005 Audi A3 that I paid, ready for this? I paid just £200 for it. I mean, 200 quid these days is so cheap for a used car. There are some people out there who'll spend more than that on a pair of trainers. Not me, of course, I'm a bit of a cheapskate when it comes to things like that, but there are some people out there. Now, I don't know much about this because I haven't seen it yet. I bought it completely blind, but I just figured I can't really go wrong. I'll get probably $240 for it in scrap. So I didn't need to see it and inspect it first. I just took a bit of a gamble. And really that just adds to the fun, the fact I haven't seen it. Now it's kind of a lucky dip. I don't know much about it, apart from the fact it's 2005, which I don't like to acknowledge this, but that's a 20-year-old car these days. How is 2005 20 years ago? Anyway, I'm not sure of the condition, but I'm guessing for £200, it's not going to be great, is it? Shall we go and have a look at it then? And oh, we're rumble stripping. Shall we go and have a look at it then and put ourselves out of our misery? See what £200 buys you in today's market? Right, let's do it. I'll see you there. Well, we're here. That's actually all right. It's got the big grille. That, you know, in its day was quite desirable. It's a sportback, so it's the 5-door hatch. It's in quite a desirable dark blue colour. Like I say, with the big grille. That was the car that everyone wanted 15 years ago. Yeah. The years haven't been kind to it. We've got a flaking B-pillar. The wheels look a mess. It's very dirty. We've got a door seal sticking out like a Ford Focus. The headlamps want a buff. We're missing the fog lamp cover on the front grille. The front grille's come unclipped at the side. We've got a hole in the wing. We've got a missing fuel cap or fuel door. This isn't great, really. Isn't great. Having said that, it's £200. Let's get real. I'm just trying to manage your expectations here a little bit. For 200 quid, I mean, if that drives, I assume it does because it's parked there. Can't really go wrong. We've only got the one key, unfortunately, and something that made me laugh was we've got the reg here, BF05 YLM, Audi A3, colour blue, miles, someone's put lots, exclamation mark. Right, before we go and look around it then in the cold, let's do a quick vehicle history check. Now, as always, I'm going to use Car Vertical. It's really easy to use this. All you need to do is go to carvertical.com and type in the reg or the VIN. Now, in this case, we know the reg is BF Bravo Foxtrot 05 Yankee Lima Mike, and then check vehicle. What this is doing now is checking database in 35 different countries. So it'll tell us if it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. And this isn't just a UK thing either. It works in 35 different countries. So if it's had a bump in Belgium or a crash in Cadiz, this will tell us. Cadiz. You see, this doesn't take long and it isn't expensive either. And it's cheaper still if you use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, HIGHPEAK, and you'll save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do. It's as easy as that, really. Right, and the Car Vertical report is done. So, view reports. It is a 2005 diesel Audi A3. It's never been clocked. No outstanding finance, no recorded damage, and we've got ownership here, one owner found. It's impressive. Never been stolen, that's good. The last known mileage was 157,000 miles. That was in July last year. That's not too high then, is it really, for a 20-year-old car? 157? I was expecting that to be like 200 and something. Let's go down to its timeline then. So, market value. Average market price for such a vehicle is £2,600. Not that one, by the way, but just in general. It's an Audi A3 hatchback, 2 litre, 140 horsepower. This was the one to have, really. Right-hand drive, front-wheel drive in blue. We've got the spec there as well. Okay, then let's go down to its last MOT. See how horrendous that was. See if there are loads of advisory items. Just one. That was it. So, oh no, actually not even one. None. So it failed its MOT. It needed a tyre. That was replaced, and then it passed with not a single advisory item. Which is a little bit suspicious, isn't it? Anyway, let's go and have a look around this, shall we? See whether it has indeed had an iffy MOT. Okay then, right, so yes, we've only got the one key there, but it does still work. And it's in reasonable condition, actually. It's exactly the same key as my old S4. So that's positive. It looks a bit sorry for itself, doesn't it? For some reason, this era of Audis always suffer with this dodgy fuel door. Must be quite a common issue. The top of the fuel cap. My car's hissing there. The top of the cap just falls off, or people steal it. We've got a damaged back bumper here, where someone's backed into something. This doesn't have rear sensors. Right, Motor Planet. M34 3DU. I don't know where that is. M34 is Denton, I think, isn't it? Okay. We've got a dynamo tyre here. We've got a very crusty, rusty brake disc as well. Hasn't been loved, this car, has it really? We've got what looks like, well, no it is, moss. Looks like a shed roof, doesn't it? We've got a very wholly damaged front wing there. This is exactly the same as the Golf, by the way. And on the diesels, they put foam inside the wings here to try and sort of drown out the clattering diesel engine. But of course, the foam would soak up all the water and then it would rot from the inside out. Fun fact for you there. Up front, we've got a Imperial tyre on about 3mm of tread. Brake discs look okay, but the wheels look corroded. That's come away at the sides, hasn't it? And yeah, we're missing the front fog lamp cover, so it should have a cover like that, and it's missing. We've got odd plates, we've got Stoneacre at the front and Motor Planet at the back. Headlamps could do with a buff, and they would probably buff back. Lots of bird muck everywhere. A dodgy bumper again at this side. No cracks in the windscreen. That's 1-0 to the old Audi over my Range Rover. We've got an Imperial tyre up here. Near side front is on about 3mm. More moss. Look at this. I think with a good clean though, actually, would look far better. Get rid of all this moss. We've got a Max Trek on the back. Never heard of that one. That looks very old actually. The sidewall looks quite worn. I'm just trying to find the date stamp on it, but I can't. It's an old tyre though, that. And this always seems to happen on Audi A3s. The B pillar there just, this always flakes off. We've got leather though, a leather interior. And what do you want for 200 quid? It's not bad, is it really? It's not bad. And this 2-litre TDI was quite a good old engine. Remote locking works. That's good. Inside then, well, it's a mess, frankly. An absolute mess. In fact, who keeps the car like this? Just got mess everywhere. Dirty, horrible mats. Gonna need a bath after driving this, aren't I? Right. We've got more mats. Some coat hangers there, because you never know. The suspicious little package there. Some boiled sweets. No thanks. What about the boot? What treasure have we got in here? Got some engine oil. That's always a worrying sign, isn't it? Got some wood here from a bedside cabinet. And then, I don't know, piece of trim there from probably this car. A traffic cone there. Yeah. Someone's got a sweet tooth, haven't they? We've got Mars bar wrappers, drumsticks from Swizzles, all sorts. Well, ladies and gents, this is what £200 buys you anyway. Got a very sweet tooth, haven't they? Moorish cupcakes. Over this side, we've got, what have we got here? Paint display from, don't know where. Stockport, Mersey car park. Okay. This is disgusting. It gets worse, actually. Who would get in this every day and drive this to work in this state? Just easier to keep on top of your car, isn't it, really, than let it get this bad. Oh, we've got the fuel door. Look at this. It's not all bad, is it? Flash dash. Don't think that's been used. Some pens. Cleaning wipe there. Right, okay. We've got part of a spare key there, haven't we? Have we got any service history? Let's have a look. There's some receipts there. Some odd receipts. It's about as good as we're going to get, I think. Let's have a look under the bonnet, shall we? Where's my door? There we go. Well, the bonnet strut's all right. That still works. That's good. Bit of an oil leak. Someone's been sloppy there while they've been putting in fresh oil. Chassis legs look straight. That's all good. Pop that back there, because I'm a fully trained mechanic. Right, let's fire her up then, shall we? There's a sticker there. I wonder if it's had a cam belt. We'll never know, will we? Look at it's disgusting, this car. It's filthy. How many warning lights have we got on then, do you reckon? Wait for the glow plug. My engine light's quite dim there, have you seen that? Suspicious. Well, it's done 160,000 miles. Engine sounds alright, actually. It's not bad. Got some coins here, got an armrest. It's a shame really, we've got loads to change here, haven't we? It's a shame really, because this would have been a very desirable car in its day. But unfortunately, it has had its day, hasn't it? Now it's just gross. Does the cup holder work? Oh, it's quite reluctant, but it does still work in a fashion. That's good. Do my windows work? Let's have a look. It's a bit reluctant as well, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. I think we won't touch that one again. Passenger side's fine though, that's good. What about the rear? That's all good then. Oh yes. Right, we've got a full house of windows working, that's good. Oh no. They've all got a mind of their own though. Right, we'll leave that alone. What have we got down here? Just trying to look here. We've got some McDonald's barbecue sauce. Good of them to keep that for me. Right. Got auto lights. Have we got heated seats? No, sadly we don't have heated seats. £200. This is all right, really, isn't it? It's telling me my boot's open, and it's definitely not open. Just lower my seat down. This will actually all clean up quite nicely. We've got a quarter tank of fuel. I think what we're going to do then is get this out on the road, take it for a quick drive. Right then, let's drive this disgusting, filthy Audi A3. In fact, no, let's put a positive spin on it. Let's drive this very cheap facelift, leather upholsteried Audi A3. There we go. It's best to be positive, isn't it? Well, we've got a clutch. It's a little bit aggressive though, the clutch. We've got some brakes, that's good. Always helps, doesn't it, with a car, I find. Brakes are okay. Steering feels okay. Pull's all right. It's not smoking excessively. The gearbox is a little bit tight, I would say. To get in gears, it's not as free and easy as I'd like, but still works. In fact, that might just be because it's cold, maybe. Oh no, that definitely is tight. We're all right though. We've got Heart FM on. I think whoever thought we'd stall then. Oh yeah, that gearbox is tight. I think whoever was in charge of the electric windows on this was also in charge of the volume control, because that's got a mind of its own as well.
The bedroom's a big.
Turn that off then, right. Pull out onto the main road and we're away. This actually pulls all right. So we've got 140 horsepower. Clutch feels okay. Pulls in a straight line, it's not veering to the left or the right. This isn't too bad actually. 200 quid. Need a set of wiper blades because they're very smeary. It needs a very good clean, this. It's disgusting. I think once it's all clean though, it could be all right. Oh, all right, that's nice. I think once it's all clean though, it could be all right. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's a bit too good to scrap, isn't it, really? There's a bit more life left in this yet, I think. What should I do with it? Don't really want to spend a fortune on it, do we? I think what we'll do then first is spend 15 or 20 pounds getting it cleaned. We'll have a look at it once it's all clean and see what it looks like. If I knew someone that wanted a cheap runaround, this would be it, really. The heater's working, that's all nice. Back when I started High Peak Auto, it was like 9-10 years ago, I would always buy these. In those days, you could pick these up for maybe like 2,200, 2,500 quid, that sort of money, and you could sell them for 3,995 quite easily. There was always a market for it, and they'd always sell quite quickly. So in those days, anytime I was offered a facelift Audi A3, especially the Sportback, I'd just jump at it, because I knew it would be guaranteed profit. And they're quite reliable. I know those words are going to come back to haunt me as I probably have a breakdown in the next mile, but they are quite reliable when looked after. I think the wiper motor's got a mind of its own as well. A bit erratic. Yeah, I mean, I've bought worse, I think. I've bought worse for more. I don't think this clutch is longed for this world, actually, but still functions. I think if this was my car, my own car, and I had to use it, I had to get 12 months out of it, I'd drive it with respect, service it. I think somebody would have some transport. I was going to say a decent car, but that's a bit of a stretch. Somebody would have some transport then, wouldn't they, for a few months? It's actually not horrendous. I think what we might do, I always struggle, you know, with cheap cars like this. I don't know what I can do with them. I can't sell them off the forecourt because it just makes me look terrible, and I can't stand by a 20-year-old car like this, can I? But there's still a little bit more life left in them. What I should do, if I was, I don't know, like a shrewd businessman, would just be scrap them, forget about them, just scrap them, move on. But I like to save things. I don't like to scrap things. I think what I should do really is maybe, I don't know, start an eBay account or something and just put them on as auction or something like that, maybe. I don't know. It's probably what I should do with this. Clean it up, check it over, and make sure there's nothing terrible about to happen to it, and maybe just stick it on as an auction and see what it fetches. There's an idea, actually. I could do that. In fact, that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to spin around at the bottom of this hill, drop it off at my car wash, run away before I get shouted at, and then advertise it, I suppose. I could even do a couple of little jobs to it, couldn't I, like stick on the fuel door, just try and make it look a little bit more presentable. I think we'll do that. Nearly lost a coat hanger then. Just driving this, by the way, I just had a flashback then. It reminds me of a Mark IV Golf diesel, and I love those cars. Yeah, a bit stiff to get in gear. She pulls though. She pulls. Bit of a whistle there from the turbo, but it's not smoking. This engine's really strong, actually, I would say. Right, leave this with me for a couple of days and I'll have an update for you shortly. Hopefully with some good news, maybe. Who knows? Stranger things have happened, haven't they? Wish me luck. And we're back in my very cheap Audi A3, which is now sold for, wait for this, we're in new territory here, profit. After we last spoke then, I dropped this down at my local car wash. It was a bit of a state. I think it had been cleaned for years. So I left it there for a mini valet. Now usually a mini valet is anywhere from between 15 and 20 pounds, depending how dirty it is. This one cost me 40 pounds. But still, I'm quite happy with the result. It's cleaned up really well. Now I know there's a hole in the front wing, so let's just gloss over that. The rest of the car actually looks quite bright and tidy. The next day I went down to the car wash to go and collect it, and I was really impressed with the results. In fact, that whole day I used this car as a runaround. It had plenty of diesel in, so I thought, well, why not? I actually quite like driving it. It drives alright. I think I mentioned this when I filmed the intro part for this video right at the start, but I think I said something like, it reminds me of the Mark IV Golf TDI. That's a car that I've had loads of those over the years and I just really like them. A really solid car. And if you have a look on Austratrader, as I was doing the other night, trying to buy a nice one, they just don't exist. You try and buy a nice Mark IV Golf diesel now, they're just not out there. Anyway, that's not the subject of today's video. Today's video is all about this very cheap Audi. So after using it for a full day, it's a little bit stiff to get in gear occasionally, so I don't think the clutch is the greatest, but once you know that, it's all right. perfectly workable. An old car like this is kind of like an old person. The joints get a bit stiff. That's all it is. Once you know that, it's fine. There we go. Not a problem. Anyway, after using it for a full day, I took it down to my mechanics just for a general check over. I didn't really want to spend too much in it, but I just wanted to see if there was any life left in it. Now, my mechanic said, barring the odd oil leak here or there, which is to be expected, I suppose, with a 160,000 mile diesel, it was all right. At that point, I was kind of undecided. I didn't know what to do with it. It wasn't really worth spending hundreds of pounds on to fix up, but at the same time, it was too good to scrap. But then, lo and behold, later that day, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and his friend was looking for a cheap runaround. So I mentioned this Audi A3. He said, well, what do you want for it? So I thought, well, I've paid £200 for it, spent 40 on a mini valet, so it owes me 240. I don't know, 350? So as soon as I said £350 for a Audi A3 Sportback with leather, he immediately said, yeah, okay, right, deal. So I thought, well, there we go. Someone's got a cheap workhorse, cheap runaround for a bit, and I've saved another car from being scrapped, which I'm quite pleased with. Had I scrapped this with J Davidson or somebody, the local scrap merchant, I'd have got probably £220 for it. So I figured I am in profit, albeit quite a small profit. But I'm quite pleased with the outcome, really. I've made a little bit of profit, and I haven't massively overspent. Who knew that was possible? I know I'm a bit of a car hoarder, and that is becoming a problem, don't get me wrong. But I'd rather that than see a car scrapped. It's like when you see those adverts for the RSPCA. With your £10 a month, we'll never put a healthy dog down. That's me, but in the car world, isn't it? I don't like to scrap a perfectly usable car. It just seems like a waste. So on that note, ladies and gents, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And yeah, for just £10 a month, you could... maybe in the future. Anyway, right. Cheers, guys. I'll see you next time.